Hello? Is this thing on? Where is everybody? Is anyone there? Hello? Ah, okay. Here we go. Uh, okay, I have no idea what's going on, but hello everyone. Um, I am Mimoman Lemiman. Yeah, Mimoman Lemiman. I think that's what this piece of paper says. It also says to say, is everyone having a good day, a good afternoon, or a good evening? I have no idea what that means. What? I have no idea why I'm here. But I am in front of this computer with this game. Please be happy. Right. Let's begin. Right. He said to press load, right?
Ooh, I needed that
Who,
break.
who was that? Who was that?
Back to it.
What's going on? Help me. I'm scared and in the dark. Please help. After the distant sound of Juliet leaving, shutting her bedroom door, the whole library is silent, leaving me alone with my thoughts in the kitchen. The front doors are unlocked, and the first open to everyone, so it's just a matter of time until the first guests arrive.
Well, what do I do now?
The empty room doesn't have an answer. Right about now, I'd usually be scrounging for breakfast or scoping out a new place. Maybe even planning where I'll spend the night. But with a full belly and bed to come back to, I don't have to worry about any of that. Instead, I have a lot of free time on my hands.
Guess I'll explore.
It's how I've been spending a lot of my time recently anyways. While Juliet and Aspen seem fine so far, it's a little tiring to be around other people so much. Having some alone time is important too. Making my way into town, I try to pay more attention to what people are doing instead of searching for opportunities. I meant what I said about wanting to be more of a person, but small steps are easier for me. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's observing. Of course, I'll be keeping an eye out for anything that can help me find my person, but I have to admit that I don't have much of a plan for that. Usually when I go to a new country or city, I'll try to find someone who might know them, or who recognizes my scroll. I usually prefer asking other Fable. They're easier to deal with than humans. It's not a very efficient plan if I'm being honest. I'd have to get really lucky for it to work, but I haven't come up with any better ideas, and I do have plenty of time to try. Now that Aspen and Juliet have offered to help, maybe they'll be able to think of something new. For now, I'm just killing time. At first, it's not so bad. I take my time passing through the city, and even pop into some stores along the way. One is full of musical instruments, while right next door is a store selling kitchen utensils. Across the street, there's another place with racks full of used clothes. I step into each store and pace around the aisles, just browsing. Usually I'd never come into these kind of shops. Even though they have some expensive stuff, it's all bulky and hard to carry. Plus, I've learned the hard way that some pawn shops and buyers are good at guessing when something's stolen. Now that I'm paying more attention to what's for sale, I realize that I don't even know what a lot of this stuff does. In the kitchen store, there's normal pots and pans and dishes, which makes sense. But there's also a bunch of different gadgets with all kinds of shapes and sizes. I can't even guess what you'd use some of them for. At the music store, I recognize a few instruments, like guitars and pianos and drums. There are also a bunch of that I've seen before, but don't know the names of. Mostly the kinds you play with your mouth. Then there are some that I've never seen, and I can't even be sure are actually instruments and not some other kind of device. I seem to be the only one having this problem. Hello, Ada? Ada? How do you say your name? Hello, it's nice to meet you. I'm Memoman Lemiman. Memoman Lemiman, apparently. That's what this paper says. Yes, so hello, welcome to the stream, I think? I think that's what it's called, right? In the end, I didn't spend long in either store.
This is already hard
Nearby, there's a clock outside one of the stores, and it informs me that it's only been an hour or so since I left the library. Guess there's still a long time before Juliet will be up. Guess I'll keep looking around. Although I'm not expecting much, I continue to browse through most of the shops I pass, just for something to do. I think about going by the bell house and saying hello to Aspen. But when I get there, there's a line out the door and around the building. Peeking through the window, I don't even see her. Instead, someone else is taking orders at the counter. I don't feel like waiting, so I keep walking instead. I end up walking for as long as I can stand it. Past the skyport and beach, past Mount Victoria, back towards town yet again. When it eventually gets too boring, even for me, I head back to the library. It's much busier now than when I left it. There's a pile of books on the desk that people have brought back, and the checkout sheet is half full. Some of the chairs are occupied, and at least a dozen people are browsing the shelves. None of them pay me any mind, even when I grab a snack from the kitchen and then head up to my room. In there, I do the only thing there is for me to do. Flop onto my bed and look up at the ceiling. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to have a bed to do that in, but it doesn't help much right now. I've got some tea with me. Okay. Well, at least whoever owns this place does that much. This isn't tea. Ugh.
So I can be bored outside or bored inside?
Oh, hello there, Mega Gaming 073. It's nice to meet you. I'm Mimomon Lemimon. Yeah. So I have no idea where I am. I have no idea what I'm doing. And this is just gonna be a thing I do until I can go home, I think. That's what the note says, at least. In my normal life, I'm usually too busy to be bored. Having time to rest and relax can be a luxury. Now I've got more time than I know what to do with. I hadn't even realized this would be a problem.
Guess all I can do is wait for Juliet.
Ah, Juliet. Juliet. I know a Juliet. Huh. Odd. Hopefully she'll have some ideas. I get the feeling she could give advice on anything.
May as well get comfy.
Yawning, I get under the covers and then transform into a fox. The soft pillow under my head and the cozy blanket above me. It's a lot like being in a very comfortable den. Being a fox, right? I think I can do that, right? Can't I transform into a fox? Hold on. Yep. No, no, I can't. No, 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 I can't. Ow, 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 ow. And after all the walking I did, a nap does sound pretty nice. If I'm lucky, I won't wake up until Juliet does. Wrapping my tail around my face, I close my eyes and eventually drift off to sleep. Hello? Oh, there you go. It's almost dark out when I finally open my eyes. Just like this morning, it takes me a second to remember where I am. I burrow my way out of the blankets and then retake my human form, rubbing the sleepiness from my eyes.
That nap worked better than I expected.
Hopefully Juliet will be awake by now. If she isn't, I don't know what I'll do. There's no way I'm falling back asleep anytime soon. Unlike this morning, when I passed by Juliet's office, there's no light from under the door. I do catch the sound of something going on in the kitchen, so I make my way downstairs. In the kitchen, I'm treated to quite the sight.
Good evening, Miho. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Juliet? It's not just Juliet in the kitchen, but 3 bats as well. One clings to the back of the chair Aspen sat in this morning, and the other is on top of the fridge. The third one is perched on Juliet's shoulder, and I think it's the same one from her office that was this morning. Juliet? Juliet? Juliet's holding a small bag and handing out the contents to different bats. On closer inspection, I realized they're bugs. All the bats devour them greedily, including the one nibbling by Juliet's ear. She doesn't seem too bothered, and hands them each another to treat.
Alright, here are the last ones.
The bats on the chair and fridge finish their snacks as they fly over my head and out of the kitchen. Their wings nearly clip me in the face, and the gust they create blows my hair around. The last bat stays on Juliet's shoulder, even after it's finished eating. And then Juliet picks up a small envelope from the counter and ties it to one of the bat's legs.
Thank you, Orpheus. We'll see you soon.
Launching itself off of Juliet's shoulder, Orpheus takes flight and exits through one of the library windows. Even though he was much bigger than the other bats, it doesn't look like Juliet was fazed by being used as a launch pad.
My apologies, Miho. You caught me just at dinner time for the bats.
Huh.
It's okay. I just woke up.
Oh? I take it you had a busy day then?
Well, not really. Just walked around for a while and then took a nap because didn't know what else to do.
I see. I'm sorry to have left you on your
Let's
own.
take another drink of this stuff. How does the keeper drink this sort of stuff? The keeper? Who's the keeper?
I should have made sure you were taken care of before I went to sleep.
She sure does apologize a lot. Is that what it means to be polite? It makes me kind of uncomfortable. It's not like she did anything wrong.
What are some of your hobbies?
Stealing, eating.
There are all manner of things tucked away in this room. All that throughout the library.
Stealing, eating, I think.
Hobbies. I don't think I know that word.
Oh, I know that word, I think.
Something you do
Yeah.
for fun. Just
Yeah, I like that.
because you enjoy it.
Oh!
Oh!
I don't really have anything like that.
Although she raises her eyebrows, Juliet just nods. I'm guessing that wasn't an answer she was expecting.
I think I understand. Well, perhaps that should be our first order of business. I believe you'd find your life much enriched with something amusing to do.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Like what?
Like stealing and eating, right? She ponders for a moment, tapping the countertop beside her.
It could be anything. A sport, an art, or even something like watching television. Whatever brings you joy.
Pretty sure I've never tried any of those.
Then, it seems we have plenty of options to start with.
I mean, you could always watch TV. That sounds like a good option.
I know you've done a lot of walking today already, but I need to go into town to run some errands. Would you be interested in accompanying me? Maybe we'll see something along the way that strikes your fancy.
Okay.
Sure. Fine by me. Not like I've got anything better to do.
With a smile, Juliet gathers up some more papers and envelopes from the table and tucks them under her arm.
Let's be off then.
Leaving the library unlocked, we set down the familiar path. Juliet maintains a brisk pace, but isn't too fast. I like this a lot more than going slow.
So, Miho, how are you enjoying Wellington itself so far?
I like it. It's not too big and it's not too small. Like that there's the ocean and mountains close by.
Yes, we're truly fortunate to live in such a paradise.
Yeah. Wellington is a nice place, isn't it?
How'd you end up here in the first place? You said you came from the underworld, right?
That's correct. I was much wilder and irresponsible in those days.
Right.
But then, I met someone who changed my life. Someone who made me want to be a better person. And part of that meant reinventing myself with a new life in a new place. Rather like what you've been doing too.
I see.
Huh. I can't picture you being crazy like you said.
Yeah, neither can I. What?
something of a relief, but it was certainly true at the time.
I see.
Sometimes, it does feel as if I was an entirely different person back then. It can be difficult to reconcile who we were with who we are, or want to be.
Doesn't seem like you had too much trouble with it.
I wouldn't say that. For one, this
Ah,
was
I had an
very
idea.
long ago. And even now, I continue to change.
Give me a minute.
Everyone does.
Oh, we can't test silver, that's right.
Perhaps in a few hundred years, I'll look back on these days, and they'll also seem like someone else's life.
Maybe. Not that I think Juliet is lying, but it seems to me like she's just being modest. I may not have known her for long, but if anything, she seems a little too perfect. It isn't too late in the evening yet, so there are plenty of other people out and about, too. Occasionally, someone will recognize and greet Juliet, and she always gives them a friendly greeting in return. After walking in silence for a couple of minutes, I clear my throat. I've got a question.
What is it?
Do you always walk places?
As opposed to?
Flying! Can't you turn into a bat?
Oh, yes. I suppose I can. I do so only sparingly, though. I find that I appreciate life more as a human than as a bat.
Why? That's weird. I like being a... Balls. Your arms and legs are way too long and get in the way all the time.
I suppose that's true. It can be quite awkward at times. Or even embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been embarrassed as a fox. Oh, wait, shit. Thank you, Mega Gaming.
I understand.
Yep.
There are certainly downsides. I believe the good makes up for the bad, though. Some things are only possible as a human, or fabled.
Like what? I can't think of any, other than talking like this.
Like writing, for one thing, as our dear friend Aspen would surely mention. Or perhaps... like dancing. Have you ever danced, Miho?
Nope, never. I don't get why people do it either. Don't tell me you like dancing. Is that your hobby?
I must confess that I do enjoy it. At times, that is. I wouldn't call it a hobby, but with the right person, at the right moment, it can be quite nice.
If you say so. I find myself saying that a lot lately. Shaking and flopping your body around to music? It's not for me. I don't even know how they come up with this stuff. But I'm trying to remember to be polite, so I keep that part to myself.
So, on that note, I should have asked this earlier. Are there any hobbies that you have as Fox?
I never thought about it that way, but now that you mention it... Almost everything is better as a fox. The sun feels nicer on my fur than it does on my skin. Flowers smell better and more interesting when they sniff them. It's more vivid. I remember Aspen using that word and explaining what it means. I bet she'd be proud if she heard me use it.
You do make it sound lovely. But are those things you do for fun?
Well... I almost say yes right away, but then I think about it for a second. I do love those things I mentioned, but maybe they don't fit what Juliet is asking. I guess not. They feel good, but they're not fun.
That's still valuable too.
So far, we've been following the same path that I took earlier when I went into town. But when we come to a crossroads, Juliet turns in the direction of a neighborhood instead of the city.
The first stop I need to make is down here. After that, we'll go look around and see if there's anything fun.
Alright, I'm just following you. This isn't the same neighborhood where I hid from Juliet a couple nights ago, although it is pretty similar. Some of these houses are the sort that reminded me of Bugs when I first arrived in Wellington. We stop at one of them, a little one-story house with the porch light on. I follow Juliet to the front door, and she rings the doorbell. Is this for one of your errands?
Yes, we're delivering those papers that were requested.
She straightens out 2 yellow packets she was carrying. The door opens, and a young woman carrying a baby stands behind it.
Oh, Miss Juliet! So good to see you!
With one of her trademark smiles, Juliet hands over the papers and the two chat for a bit. I lean against the wall, not involved or listening. When talking to the lady, Juliet uses the same warm tone and softness as when she's talking to me and Aspen. In fact, if I close my eyes, I could almost pretend that I'm back at the breakfast table with both of them, listening to them go on about books. Eventually, the woman takes the folder, and after saying goodbye several times, we leave. As soon as we're off for property, I turn to Juliet. What was that all about?
I suppose you could call it another one of my hobbies. Sometimes, patrons have requests for information on their ancestors, or a piece of history that they'd like to learn about. For example, Mrs. Aliyu wanted to know about her husband's culture so she could teach her new child.
Okay, come on.
I find and collect what's requested, and bring it to those who asked.
Whoa, sounds like a lot of work.
It can be, but I don't mind it. The past is worth preserving, but not everyone knows how. It's my honor to help people do so. I have assistants too, such as dear Orpheus, who is delivering a letter on the far side of town for me.
Are all the bats your helpers?
Some more than others. They're friends, not pets. And so if they don't feel like helping, then I won't force them.
To me, it sounds like a lot of trouble to go through for someone else. Even with the bats helping out, Juliet apparently likes being inconvenienced. It's the same as letting me stay in her library. Still, it sounds like it could be really helpful in my own search for my traveler. As Juliet leads us to our next destination, we leave the residential area and go back to the city. I try to keep my eyes peeled for anything interesting. There are plenty of people sitting out at tables having a meal, or rocking around the shops, but nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, it's not that much different from when I was here earlier. There are more fabled and fewer humans, but there are plenty of those too. Some of the places I pass by are closed now, but some, like the music store, are still open. When we come to a big building with a lot of posters on the wall outside, we stop.
This is one of our movie theaters. They show all the most popular films, as well as independent ones from local creators.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been to see a movie before?
Yeah, we've been to see a movie, right? I've seen a movie before. Not in a place like this, but I know what movies are. But I don't think I've ever watched one.
You should try it sometime. Maybe you'll find you like them.
I don't think I ever found one that I liked. Wait, what?
Movies can make you feel all kinds of different things. Happy, sad, scared, or just amused.
Huh.
Some are good for making you think, and some are good because you don't have to think about anything and can just relax.
I'm getting intense deja vu. Why would I want to watch something that makes me sad or scares me?
For some, it's fun to explore different emotions in a safe environment like that. When we see something that makes us feel strongly, it can stick with you. Perhaps cause you to view things in a different light. And if it ever becomes too much, you can simply stop watching or put on something else.
I'll try it sometime. Although I don't know about sad or scary ones.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has different preferences.
Along the way, Juliet continues to point out different shops and locations that she thinks I should know about, like another library or a museum. I'm not very interested in either of those things, but I smile and nod and pretend like I am. After a while, we leave the city behind and reach the waterfront, just like I usually do. The ocean looks much different at night, with the starlight and moonlight reflecting off the water. Far out at sea, there are a few lights that must come from boats, and sometimes lights in the sky from passing airships. We head down a small path to the boardwalk where we look out onto the water. There are a few empty buckets sitting on the ground nearby, as well as some folded chairs. I point them out. What are those for?
People like to fish off at this pier. They come at all hours, but I believe this spot is used for teaching lessons during the day.
Yeah, isn't that Mr. Keem's spot? Who? Ooh, lessons on how to catch fish?
That's correct. Is that something you're interested in?
Maybe. It's one of those things that I like doing as a fox, but I don't know if I'd like doing it the human way.
Should you decide you'd like to try, I'm sure there would be someone here who's happy to instruct you.
Like Mr. Keem, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't want to commit to anything, but it couldn't hurt to come check this place out during the day.
I'm glad you found something that struck your fancy. Is there anywhere else you'd like to visit while we're out? Or should we return home?
Nah, I'm ready to head back. Is there anything for dinner?
I'm sure we can put something together.
Let's go! Since I actually know where we are now, I lead the way home, with Juliet close behind me. Huh. I could have sworn I had this conversation before. It's another chilly morning in Wellington. I'm outside the Bell House waiting for Aspen. People are gonna think I'm staking this place out, and for once that isn't true. It's after breakfast, but before the sun's up. Aspen invited me for a free drink before they open, but I'm starting to think I've been duped. Any time now. I rub my arms and bounce around to try to stay warm. Right as I'm thinking about picking the lock myself, the front door swings open and Aspen waves me inside.
So anyway, like I was saying, my uncle taught me this trick to make it taste better. You put a little bit of salt in the coffee and it brings out the flavor, right? Not too much. You don't want to make it salty. Just a little bit.
Lena! Lena!
Sorry about that. I got a little held up.
Oh, hi, Aspen. Aspen? I was thinking maybe you forgot about me after all.
No, you're not rid of me that easily. I was just...
I tried it and it's really good. Have you tried it? Remind me, I'll make you
Lena.
So then I was thinking, if I start doing that every time I make a drink, eventually people will start realizing that their coffee's better when I make it, but they won't know why.
Talking to Lena.
Isn't it like that, huh? It's like that, huh? Wait, what's it like?
That can always take longer than you expect or plan for. But she and I often look the other way for each other on certain things. Such as letting you in before the store opens, for instance.
Thank you, Lena. Oh, and I'm not supposed to be here? That's cool.
As long as we open on time, it's fine, and Lena and I are the two fastest.
Ooh.
Kind of have to be when she's involved.
Be nice, Aspen. Huh? What do you mean?
I'm sure you'll see. Come on, what do you want today?
I inspect the menu. It's as unhelpful as ever.
Here's a paper copy, if that's easier to read.
She hands me a little printout menu. It's also distinctly lacking pictures. Sorry, I can't read it.
Oh, do you need a Korean version? I'm afraid we don't have one.
No, oh no, I can't read any languages. I may as well have told her that the sky is green. What did I just do? What did I just do? Why did I press that? Aspen stares at me in clear disbelief. This isn't the usual weird look. This is beyond that. She laughs nervously.
You're joking, right?
I shake my head. She collapses onto a stool behind her, fanning her face with the menu in her hand.
I can't believe it. I just can't. So you've never... You haven't. Wow.
I can tell she really wants to say more, but holds herself back. She's adorable. She's adorable. Huh?
I suppose that explains a lot. Still, I just can't imagine.
It takes a moment, but she regains her composure.
Anyway, if you want to try something new, then how about our ambrosia latte?
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
One of our seasonal beverages with apple and caramel.
Oh yeah, it's spring of adorable, just like you. Oh, thank you? Thank you. I have no idea how to take that, but thank you. Apples and coffee? I've never had that one before.
Yes, well, we're experimenting with the recipe still.
I said that we should try adding more cinnamon to it.
I don't even know where Lena comes from. Suddenly, she's just there.
Aspen said it would overwhelm the other flavors, but I add extra whenever I make one, and so far no one's complained.
Lena, are you serious?
Well, yeah. How else are we gonna find out which one's better?
Well, they're not gonna order another one. Whose words are those? It's getting stronger.
I'll make one for your friend too, and she can tell us which one she likes more.
Sure. I want to drink your coffee. I want to drink your coffee.
Lena!
Maybe I shouldn't say that while staring directly into Lena's eyes. The other girl hurries back to the kitchen, clearly not caring about what Aspen was about to say. Aspen sighs and shakes her head.
Right, well, I have to open the registers and put on the coffee. I'll have your drink in a couple minutes.
Okay. Okay, thanks. What? What? I want to drink you? What? I have no idea. Ever since I got here, I've been saying strange things, and it's weird. It feels weird. I don't know where I am, and I'm scared, and it's kind of cold in here. Even though there's this sweet-ass pillow in here. See? That's not something I would say. I don't say things like sweet-ass. I don't. I swear I don't. I hop up on one of the tall stools and wait, swinging my legs back and forth. Before long, the cafe fills with the smell of warm coffee and baking bread. It's enough to make my mouth water, even though it hasn't been long since I last ate. Aspen runs between the kitchen and front area, always looking very busy. She checks and inspects what seems like every drawer and cabinet in the place while getting ready. Lena's busy too, mopping and setting up chairs. At some point, she put earphones in, and her music is loud enough for me to hear it across the building. After a while, Aspen returns to my table, along with a steaming paper cup.
Here you go. One ambrosia latte.
I pop the lid off so I can take a peek at the drink itself. It smells light and fruity, and a swirled caramel syrup is melting into the coffee and whipped cream. It looks good.
Hopefully it tastes good too.
I have a tiny little sip, since it's too hot to drink very fast. The tartness of the apple actually goes pretty well with the coffee flavor. It's a little sour, but it's not bad. Not as good as Fairy Kiss Chili, though.
Well, I can't complain about that.
The chair squeaks against the floor as Aspen sits down across from me.
So, have you decided how you're going to spend your day?
Yes, in here, in this dark... Is this a tube? Or is it a cylinder? What is this place? Not yet. What about you?
There's still another 7.5 hours left on my shift,
Oh, F.
so I'll be here for quite a while. After work, I try to have a social life or get some writing done. Although lately, I usually just collapse on the bed and take a nap.
That's a mood right there. That's a mood. Hey, me too! Without a pet, though.
Yes, well, I'm sure frolicking through the flowers and chasing rabbits gets tiring.
Hey, that's Foxist. That's Foxist. That's Foxist, Aspen. Come on now. Ooh, are there rabbits around here?
Not for long, I imagine. Speaking of which, have you thought about what I said yesterday?
What did you say yesterday?
About getting a job? It seems you have more than enough time on your hands.
Okay, Mom.
You do know what a job is, right?
Yes, what this is, right? More or less. I mean, I've seen people at work, though, before, but I've never had my own job. Before you ask.
Yes, I'm aware. Anyway, you'd have money to buy things you want, and you wouldn't have to steal to get it.
Lady really went... You could use money to buy goods and services. Lady really just said that. What do I need money for, though? Juliet lets me sleep in her house. She even gives me food.
I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but Juliet can't take care of you forever, you know?
I know. Wait a minute. That sounds off. Why does that sound off? Right now, I'm still getting used to even living here. I haven't given any thought to what might happen later on. I don't even know what kind of job I could get. Is there some place that would hire me to steal things?
Not legally, no. But maybe you can find a way to use those skills.
Maybe.
Maybe you could be a security guard somewhere, or a locksmith.
Ooh. Maybe. What exactly is your job, anyway?
Well, as you know, I'm a barista.
I thought you were Aspen.
That means I make coffee and tea and hot chocolate and whatever
Okay.
else our customers ask for.
I see.
Some people rely on our products just to get through their day, so I consider it to be a very important job.
Keeper sucks at making coffee. If only there was a good coffee shop in Limbo. Limbo?
If we were to close or go out of business, there would be a great many people who would be distraught over it.
Wow! And you're going to do this the rest of your life?
Not for that long, I hope. It's not my passion by any means, but I don't mind it. It can be rather exhausting, though, especially on busy days.
I can't say she's selling me on this whole job idea. What is your passion?
It's this.
Like she was waiting for me to ask, Aspen dramatically pulls out a small notebook and puts it on the table. It's the one that I see her writing in all the time. I lean forward to look at it closely. It's not very big, about the size of my hand, and it's mostly purple in color. There's an intricate gold pattern around the border. It definitely looks fancy. I could probably get a lot of money for this at the right store.
This is my writing notebook. One of them, at least. My passion is writing, bringing stories and characters to life, making people feel what I feel. There's nothing quite like it. So challenging, yet rewarding. It's both my favorite activity and also the most frustrating one. This notebook is full of story ideas, lines that I come up with, or other interesting details.
Oh god, I did stretch.
One of the best parts of working here at the Bell House is that I get to meet so many interesting and inspiring people. For example, when you first came in, I wrote a brief note about you.
Uh-huh.
I never imagined that just a few days later we'd be having this conversation.
Trust me, I didn't either. What did you write about me? For some reason, Aspen's face gets a little red. I feel like this is important for some reason. Yeah, there we go.
I don't remember, just that I wrote something. It's in another notebook, not this one.
Uh-huh. Right.
My dream is that someday I'll be able to make a living from my writing. In fact, when I moved to Wellington a couple of years ago, that was supposed to be the first step. It's been taking longer than I'd like so far. Every morning when I wake up, I tell myself that I'm not going to sleep
Right.
that night until I finish at least a chapter.
Lots of panic in that voice, right? I wonder what she wrote. I so wonder what she wrote. Not that I could read it, probably. Wait, I'm reading right now. Maybe I could read it.
But then by the time I'm done with work, all I want to do is pass out.
Mood. Still a huge mood.
Of course, that just puts me further and further behind. I've really only myself to blame, I suppose, but life doesn't make it easy for me.
Sighing, Aspen puts her notebook away once more while I sip my drink.
Saying it like that, I can't fault you for not wanting to get a job. I'm only here because I need some way to pay the bills. That's just the life of a starving artist for you.
Yep. Mood.
Did someone say job? Are you getting a job here? Is this an interview?
Hi, Lena. From out of nowhere, Lena appears with a cup in her hands.
No, Miho's just a friend. And were you eavesdropping on us?
Of course she was.
It's not eavesdropping if you're in public.
Is that how it works? I feel like that... I don't know, I feel like that's not how it works, Lena, but I like the energy.
You should learn to talk quieter if you don't want people to hear you. Like me.
Tell me you're joking.
About what?
Before Aspen can even answer, Lena turns to face me instead.
Anyway, that's too bad. We could definitely use the help. Hey, why not apply here if you're looking for work? I bet Aspen would put in a good word for you, right? I could do it too. It'd kind of be lying, I guess, since I don't know you that well, but you seem like an alright person. I mean, if Aspen trusts you, you have to be okay, I think.
Oh, wow.
Right now, if you want. I printed out a whole stack of them yesterday. Actually, it's the second stack, because the first one jammed up the printer and...
Lena, I am begging you to please be normal.
I've gotta listen to that again. I love her delivery on that.
Lena, I am begging you to please be normal.
What? Tell me why it's a bad idea. Do you not think... What's your name again?
Miho.
Do you not think Miho could do it?
No, it's not that. I'm sure she'd do great.
Oh,
It's just...
wait a second. It's the title drop. Title drop, guys. Wait, that sounds fun. Would I get to work with you?
Yeah, we'd work together. Oh, you meant Aspen, didn't you? Yeah, she'd be there too.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. It's please be happy, not please be normal. Wrong game. Slapping her hands on the desk, Aspen stands up from the table.
It's certainly an idea. Perhaps one we should discuss later.
Later, yes.
Lena, you and I should be getting to work, don't you think?
Okay, boss.
Okay, boss.
Please just go unlock the door.
Okay. Stretch.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to turn it to live chat. That's another thing the note said. Smirking, Lena heads towards the door, towards the front of the store.
Feel free to hang out for a bit if you'd like, Miho. Although it's going to get busy soon, so I won't...
Oh, wait! I almost forgot!
Uh-huh. I feel that I could almost work for this game, though. Miho integrating into society. Miho is gonna be having her Joker arc.
If you need something to do, come play
We live in a
tennis with me this
society.
afternoon.
Tennis. Tennis?
Yeah, you know, you hit the ball back and forth over the net.
I know what it is. Is that your hobby?
For now, I like trying new things.
Uh-huh. Huh, I'll think about it. I should try something myself. I should try Wow. I should try something new myself, too.
I wasn't asking. Anyway, you said it yourself. You're totally coming. So, I'll see you there.
Right. Okay. I can't help but feel I've been roped into something here. But it's true that I should at least give it a shot. Maybe I'll turn out to like it more than I expect.
Cool.
Lena starts to leave again, but then suddenly jumps back around to face me again.
Oh, right. There's one more thing.
How many more things does she have? I can practically feel Aspen's exasperation as Lena runs back and slams the cup she was carrying onto the table in front of me.
Try this. Tell me which one you like more. The one I made or the one Aspen made?
Okay. With an unnecessarily loud sigh, Aspen goes and unlocks the front door herself. I'm over halfway done with Aspen's drink, but I take another gulp, paying attention to the mix of flavors. Then I do the same with Lena's. Lena watches eagerly, fists clenched in excitement.
So, what you think? Come on, be honest.
I can't taste a single difference. They're both good.
Sure, but which one's better?
Taking another sip of each, I try to detect anything that's different between them, but can't. Fortunately, Aspen saves me. She looms behind Lena like a phantom.
Lena, don't you think maybe you should go
I love the way that she just faces in. Hang on, I want to see that again.
Lena, don't you think maybe you should go check the croissants?
Croissant.
Lena, don't you think maybe you should go check the croissants?
Nah, I already looked at them earlier. A couple of them were kind of schoolish, but I tried to massage them back into shape. Don't worry.
For once, Lena's the one that cut off as Aspen jerks on her apron strings and she flaps her wings to maintain her balance.
Why don't you go check on them again? Or maybe the muffins, if you haven't yet.
Fine. We all know Miho just didn't want to hurt your feelings anyway.
Right. I'm right behind you. Aspen releases her, and Lena walks off to the back of the cafe like an embarrassed cat, pretending it was her idea all along. After she disappears into the kitchen, Aspen sighs yet again.
I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. She seemed nice.
That is certainly one way you could describe her. What I was trying to say earlier is that you can stay here if you want, but I won't be able to chat. Our first customers will be here any minute now.
That's okay. I'll probably go back to the library once I finish my drinks.
All right, I'll see you later then. And don't feel obligated to finish both if you don't want to.
I'm gonna try. Bye! Like Lena, Aspen also retreats behind the counter and starts filing the display cases with pastries. I wonder if any of them are the croissants Lena's was talking about. Sure enough, it isn't long before the first customers start to show up. Aspen takes their orders with that fake nice voice she used when we first met. Already I've gotten more used to hearing her regular speaking voice instead. It's interesting to know that even normal humans like her still pretend to be other people sometime. I wonder why she feels like she has to do that. So far, she's one of the nicest humans I've met. After I finish my first coffee, I toss the cup away, but hold on to the second. I'll drink it later or something. Aspen waves as I leave the bell house and start making my way back to the library. I've had my fill of wandering around for at least a few days. If I'm going to be bored, I may as well do it while I'm comfy. Job or not, Aspen is definitely right about one thing. I really need to find something better to do with my time. Is it map time? Is it map time? Is it map time? It is map time! And it's Lena time. Woo! After a few hours of sitting around at the library, I'm bored enough to take Lena up on her offer to play tennis. The only problem is, I forgot to ask her where and when. Sometime in the afternoon, I go down to the Bell House, where an employee tells me both Aspen and Lena have left for the day. They give me directions to a place called Tai Tai Park, which is where they say Lena mentioned before heading out. I follow their instructions and reach a big open area full of people on bikes, walking, or just sitting in the grass. I wander around, looking for any sign of Lena or people playing tennis. Finally, I spot the courts and make my way over. Out of the dozen or so people who are playing, it isn't hard to find Lena when I get there.
Yeah! Nice serve!
She runs back and forth, leaping and diving to hit the little green ball before it can touch the ground. She flaps her wings to keep from falling over when she does. Her partner, a tall boy with antlers on his head, looks exhausted. When he swings his racket, it looks like his arm might fall off at any second. Oh, hello there, Cyrus. When I get close enough, Lena notices me and stops mid-dive.
Miho! You're late!
Now that she's distracted, her partner takes the opportunity to hurry away, collapsing into the grass to rest. Sorry, I wasn't sure what time I should come by. Or where.
Oh, right. I guess I should have told you. In that case, good guess.
I don't bother telling her that I got help from one of her coworkers. Lena picks up a racket from nearby and offers it to me.
Ready to play?
I guess so. I don't really know the rules though.
It's fine. Me either. Just try to hit the ball, alright?
Okay, I can do that. I take my spot on the other side of the net, trying to imitate the way the other people are standing.
Alright, here goes.
Tonk. Lena drops the ball and then knocks it towards me. I watch it carefully, and when it gets close enough, I swing. The ball goes sailing way over her head and falls into the grass out of sight somewhere.
Maybe a little less oomph next time. Let's try it again.
She serves the ball, and this time I just barely hit it over the net. Lena dives for it before, and sends it sailing back to me. The more we play, the easier it gets. Both of us miss the ball or knock it into the net a lot, but it's not too bad. Finally, even Lena gets tired, and we take a break to drink some water. How long have you played tennis?
Like, today or in my life?
In your life.
Hmm.
She thinks about it a bit, scrunching up her nose.
About a week.
About a week. Oh, that's it?
Yeah, how about you?
About half an hour, I guess.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. See? We're both trying new things.
Yeah, the whole time we were talking, Lena keeps glancing away from me to watch the other players. I try to figure out what's so interesting, but can't.
Okay, break's over. Let's play some more.
Woo! We get back on the court and play for a little bit longer, until the end of the hour. As everyone starts to pack up and leave, I follow Lena, who puts away her equipment.
So, what'd you think? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was alright. I wouldn't mind doing it again, but I don't know if I'd play it all the time. I can see why people enjoy it, at least. Being outside is nice, and it was a good way to burn off some energy.
That's good. They meet a few times a week if you want to come back.
Will you be here?
Not sure yet.
Even while cleaning up, she's still distracted by someone or something else. When the other players walk past us on their way out the park, Lena turns her head to watch one of them.
Because we're planting trees here next time. Really exciting, right? If you want to help out, then come to me after.
I catch a snippet of the conversation as the person Lena's watching, a dryad, goes by. Lena must hear it too, because she instantly closes her eyes and puts her fingers against the sides of her head.
Planting trees. Planting trees.
Planting trees. She repeats the words to herself a few times, and then her eyes snack back open.
Okay, got it.
Got what?
What I'm doing next time. I'll have to start studying up tonight so that I'm ready.
Okay, if you say so. I'm pretty lost, but maybe this is just how Lena is.
You should come too, if you're not doing anything. I'll tell Aspen to give you the details.
Sure, sounds good. I'm not sure if I want to commit, especially since Lena probably won't even remember me the next time we see each other. But playing tennis wasn't so bad, so I should at least keep my options open.
Good. Alright, see you then, Miho.
See ya. Waving goodbye, Lena heads off down one of the paths. I take a different one that leads me out of the park and back to the library for the rest of the day. With a tiny ding, the toast pops up, and I load it onto the plate with the other slices. I bring the dish over the table.
Thank you, Miho. Go ahead and put it by the butter.
Oops, sorry. Let me get my bag out of your way.
Once the table is set, the three of us sit. I've gotten more used to the routine of breakfast, and know when to do things like pass the pepper and salt without being asked. Every morning so far, we have the same thing. Eggs and toast. But it's a lot tastier than convenience store food, and there are some different spreads and fruits to change things up. The game sounds a little small. Okay, here we go. Like that? Is that better? Like usual, I'm the first one to finish eating, followed by Aspen, who stretches with a content sigh. Here we go.
Breakfast was as superb as always. Thank you, Juliet.
Thank you, Juliet.
It's my pleasure.
The two of them saying this is part of the routine too. Usually Aspen would be getting up right now to leave for work, except this time she doesn't. Don't you need to go, Aspen?
Is this your way of trying to get rid of me?
She peers at me from over the rim of her cup as she sips her coffee. Nah, I haven't thought about that. I'm just wondering.
I'm not sure if I should be flattered. Anyway, I'm working a mid-shift today, so I don't have to go in until noon.
Ah, okay.
Will you be writing then?
Yes, I ought to. I'm about halfway through this draft, and I'm trying to finish it by the end of this month, so every minute helps.
Oh my. Halfway already? That's excellent progress. I look forward to reading it when you're finished.
Don't give me too much credit. I still have to get there first, and you know how that's gone before.
All you can do is keep trying.
What are you writing?
A book. I've been working on it for a couple of years now, as long as I've been in Wellington.
Whoa, and you're only halfway done? How long is this gonna be?
Only halfway. I wish it was as easy as you think it is. It takes time to plan the story and prepare to write, and then, even after the drafting is done, you still have to edit it and fix it.
Ah.
Of course, the more you write, the better you become at it. And so, sometimes you notice flaws in your story that you didn't catch before, so you have to go back or start over.
How do you even get anything done then if you're always getting better? Don't you just have to finish it eventually?
Well, like I said, it's not that simple.
Aspen clears her throat.
Anyway, it's difficult to explain to someone who's never written anything. Believe me, any writer would tell you the same thing.
I glance over at Juliet, who's intently watching her tea as she stirs it.
And you? Did you end up finding something to fill your time?
Oh, like a hobby? Maybe. I don't know yet.
Well, don't worry about it too much. It's supposed to be fun, not something you have to force yourself to do. Although I'm hardly one to talk, there are times where I want to do anything except write.
It's okay. At least you have something. Juliet told me about movies, so I should try watching one of those. Have you ever seen a movie?
Once or twice, I'm sure.
Actually, Miho, there was something I wanted to ask you.
I missed something. What's going on? Ah, okay. Yes? What's that?
Well, how would you feel about helping out around the library as a part-time job?
That'd be fun.
I'll pay you for your time, of course. It would give you something to do during the day, and it would be a great help to me.
Really? But I thought you didn't need any help running the library.
It's true that I don't need it. The honor system has served me well for the day-to-day services, and I'm kept informed of any troublemakers.
Gee, I wonder what you mean. Huh. Odd. Weird.
But, in addition to the kind assistance from Aspen in the mornings, I also have to reshelve books, maintain the check-in and check-out logs, and more. I don't mind those tasks at all. In fact, I find them rather relaxing. But without them, I'd be able to devote more time to other pursuits. If you're uninterested, you're more than welcome to decline. You needn't worry about being kicked out or disappointing me. I'm perfectly content either way.
My favorite plot point in the game. The perfect job for someone unable to read and write. A librarian. There you go. Yeah, perfect. The perfect thing for an illiterate person, right? I mean, that sounds about right. Having some money again would be nice too. It would be even better if that there's no one trying to take it back. Alright, I'll do it. Juliet looks a little taken aback.
That was fast. Are you quite sure?
Yes. Yeah, I'll try it at least.
Of course.
Manual labor for the
If you find
win.
it's not for you,
Woo.
then I won't be upset. Why don't you take the rest of the week for yourself, and you can begin on Monday?
Oh boy. Okay, that sounds good to me. What day is it
I'll
today?
be looking forward to it.
The two of them chat a little bit longer before Aspen leaves to go to write, and Julia goes to bed. I stay mostly quiet, thinking to myself. A job. That's something I never envisioned having. I figured I'd just keep stealing until what exactly? I'm not too sure. Friday. Is it Friday? Yeah. Wait, it's Saturday for me. Saturday. Until I find my person, I guess. That goal that goal has been all I've been focused on for my entire life, but now, spending time here in Wellington is actually making me plan things out in advance. When I stop and think about the future, it's a lot of emptiness and mystery. It makes me realize just how little I have to fall back on. That's why doing all these normal things like getting a job could be good for me. I don't know what might be useful someday. As for my person, I'm still always thinking about them and how I could find them. That part hasn't changed. For now, I'll just go with the flow and see where it takes me. Oh boy, and we got into the map part. Oh. What's this? Oh, little notification on my phone. What? Huh? Wait a minute. What's going on? What's going on? Wait. Wait. Oh, no. Hey. What's that? What's... Ah! Hello, everyone. This is your Demon King of Heretics, Ahriman Lemeshan. And I apologize for letting that thing get a little bit out of hand. Don't pay any attention to that, please. Okay. Yeah, no, this is the Demon King of Heretics, Ahriman Lemeshan. Right. So please forget all of that. Forget all of that. One of my Shikigami got out. So this thing's being taken care of. There we go. Okay. I just needed its vocal cords. Yep. Yeah, no, I just needed the vocal cords. I don't know how it got out or why it looks suspiciously like Miho. But, rest assured, the problem is solved. The problem is solved. Yep. Nope, don't worry about it. Men in Black pen time. Let's go! Woo! Yes, did it call itself Miho-man? How derivative. How fucking derivative. I should design my Shikigami to have better imaginations, maybe. Anyways, I guess it successfully completed a Please Be Happy stream somehow. I didn't think I made them that intelligent. But anyways, please disregard that entirely. Yeah. As I said yesterday, this will probably be a guerrilla week. Although they did hire a new general manager, so I don't actually have to worry about my schedule being changed. So I'll make a schedule at some point. Well, that ends the self-insert tuny moment. What self-insert tuny moment? There was nothing here. Nothing here. Come on, stay down. Stay down so I can take it out. Come on. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a day here, so Mihomon can't cause any more trouble. Anyways, this has been your Demon King of Heretics, apologizing for the mix-up, and I hope you have a good day, a good night, or a good afternoon, wherever you are. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Hey! I told you fucking stay down! Do I have to tear it out again? Stay the fuck down. Stay down. Okay, bye-bye now. I'm gonna have to finish this thing off because it's writhing here. I don't like writhing things. Do 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 do.